I'm the ghost. Okay.
Ghost with the most.
What's up, guys? It is the Curious Folks podcast, and we have brought on the best in Ohio ghost hunters. Please introduce yourself.
I don't know about the best. There'd be a lot of groups out there that would have a difference of opinion. My name's Harold St. John, one of the founders of Toledo Ghost Hunter Society, and this is my partner Butch.
Butch Leon, one of the other founders. We actually founded this group in an ice rink on a Zamboni. So that's where it started.
I was the manager of the facility, and he was a referee, and he threw me completely out of the game and out of the building.
Wow.
Anyways, we struck up a conversation. Wasn't the nicest conversation after the game, but shortly after we found we shared the same interest in the paranormal.
Yep.
So been over 30 years for him and I.
And I love that. I love this.
Well, here's the thing. I had been an investigator prior to that. I grew up in a haunted house, and we could share some of those stories with you if you want.
Please.
But my belief in the paranormal became very real at probably 10 years old. By 15, I had started investigating. I did a lot of studying and mentored under people, but I don't want to bring up Lady Circe right now, but she was a great teacher, along with Dr. Ken from Columbus, just a ton of people that got me, on the right track. Hauntings are very real. They're rare, but they're very real, and I believe to this day, I grew up in a haunted house, and I thought at the time, if I may, and I was just telling Mike the difference between a ghost hunter and a paranormal investigator. I'm constantly lecturing and telling stories. If I bore you, Mike, just say, Harold, you're boring me. It's kind of like sitting there for 8 hours with headphones on and not getting anything. You talk about boredom. Anyways, I knew it was real, and I felt at that time I could help other people that were experiencing the same things that I was, and didn't know where to reach out. And back then there wasn't all this social media, so a lot of it was word of mouth or telephone call or somebody just knowing who you were. And I believed them. That was the first step. I had a very Catholic background. I think that served me well over the years. I truly believe that I could help people by believing them, taking a look at their place, listening to their story, and seeing if we could solve it. And most times we could. It was later on. Northwest Ohio Research Group is what I started as a young man when I got, I hate to say it, maybe 25 or probably 30 years old, come across Butch, and we both founded the Toledo Ohio Ghost Hunters. And I think because we're like-minded, we're not really ghost hunters, although we've been doing a lot of ghost hunting the last couple of years because we're older now, we're having fun. And but I think we were paranormal investigators, trying to reach out and help people that were, having problems at their home.
And would you like to explain the difference between a ghost hunter and an investigator?
Real quick, without a big lecture again. If I start lecturing, just say, Harold, tone it down.
No, please.
It was like I was telling Mike earlier. Mike and I booked an investigation at the Mansfield Reformatory this weekend. We would get there along with 30 other people, pay our $100 or whatever it is. And I'm not saying anything bad against it. Just a lot of places are going, and I call them pay to plays, if that makes any sense. You pay a fee and you get to walk a legendary haunted location, whether it's haunted or not. But we go there, we talk to our tour guide, John, and John will tell us about Bob, who's in cell block 375, and he slams the door. There's smell of cigarette smoke, some growling involved. And I was just teasing Mike. Him and I will run before we get there, before you and Butch can get there. Mike and I are in there about half an hour, and Mike smells the cigarette smoke, hears the growl, and then the door slams on us. We high-five each other because we captured it all and we saw something paranormal. We get out of there at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. We stop for a cold beer on the way home and a big steak, and it's over. That is it. The next day we get up, mow our grass, back to life as normal. A paranormal investigation takes Amber, our research, to research a location. Becky, our case manager, talk to the client, talk to the family, tons of interviews. Um, Before we even arrive on location to do an investigation, you could have 30, 40 hours involved. Butcher do the baseline readings, check the windows, the plumbing, the electrical, floorboards, everything that could make something seem paranormal, and rule them out. Um,
Which is so smart and convenient
oh,
that you
and
do that
right,
actually.
and then we sit down with the clients to go over the hauntings. If we do an investigation, I was telling them earlier, let's just say we do a 5 hour investigation. You got 6 recorders running. That's 30 hours of audio you got to listen to, and I mean listen to it. Be fair to the client. Don't walk away or go get a drink of water, set the headphones down. You got to listen every second. That might be the second you miss something. Same with the video. 34 hours of video you got to watch. Don't blink, because that might be when something moved. Um, and then, so you got 100 hours in. What if then you do find something that you cannot recreate or debunk, which if you can, you got to rule it out, but you can't recreate, you can't debunk this, and it's, you know, in your heart it's paranormal. That's what you bring to the client. We're not here to scare the client. An investigation is the last thing we want to do, actually. We're in their house talking to dead people. And guess what? We get to go home. They don't. They are home. That's when the case truly begins. So you could have 80 to 100 hours, and before you even get a result of what you're going to do next, if the place is haunted, what do we do about it? That's when we can bring in our psychic medium, Dana.
Oh my gosh.
What?
I read about that on your website and I immediately went, oh my gosh, does she like actually do psychic readings on people?
Not really. I mean, whether you know it or not, my Aunt Patricia is Lady Bonadia. She's high priestess. Psychic mediums, the paranormal runs deep into my family. Um, we can talk about all that later. Dana will go in and do a walk around, get the feel, see if, while our investigators are documented, they don't communicate with each other. We want to see if what you're capturing, what you're going through, kind of matches up with what Dana has done a reading on. That makes sense?
Yeah.
And we got Jason that's working with all of our equipment. We've got a big tech table over, and I do like some of the new equipment. I'm old school. I think a good video camera and a good audio recorder is all you need. But Jason will bring all the bells and whistles and lights and all the things you see on Ghost Hunters now. Um, and we have our videographer Jerry that's filming every minute. We got Jeff that's he's a videographer too, does just about everything for our group. So when we started this group, we built a bigger group. Does that make sense? And everybody is very good at what they do. Not that I won't mind your business and you don't mind my business, but we work well together. And
Yeah.
to get a true case study, a thorough investigation has got to be done using the proper people, the proper equipment, proper procedures. Um, Rule out anything you can recreate or debunk. If you're left with, and Butch and I have been through this 100 times, oh my God, this was real. It's unbelievable. And I was telling you earlier, it's I I love it when people are skeptic. I don't like it when they're cynical. I don't. That's if you're cynical, you walk away from the field. Find a different hobby. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And we've been doing this for years. Not once have we ever charged $1 for anything we do. There's so much time and energy and professionalism that's involved in this. You're not here to make $1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how can I come into your house and go, well, this place is haunted? That'll cost you $50.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't work that way.
If you see somebody that wants, think they're going to come in and says this is going to cost you, get rid of them.
Yeah, walk away.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. I really can't bitch about pay and play anymore because we've been guilty of that as we get older. But that's what that is. This place is haunted. Give me your money and you can enter.
No, I know, and that actually drives me nuts. And it's been like a dilemma that I keep running into.
Destiny, it's growing and growing. And now listen, there's some great places. I've investigated the Collingwoods Art Center. That's the real McCoy. And all the money's going to restoration and going to a good cause. So I believe in a lot of them. Some of them not so much. It's like when Butch and I started, there was 4 or 5 groups. We're one of the longest standing paranormal investigation teams in Northwest Ohio. I want to say that lightly because there might have been a couple more, but we're one of the longest ones. There's a reason for that. There's a reason that we're still here. Butch and I are much older now, and I'm not going to lie to you. Our private investigations have dropped. We're just too old to keep up. Our group is still working strong. They're working on a case in Temperance, Michigan right now that could be very real. I'm still very involved in it. I mean, I'm kind of I don't want to say a control freak, but I like to be kept abreast of what's going on. So there's some cases still, and we have a business that we're going to be doing here shortly that we've done before that is haunted as well. We've picked up some good stuff there. I still say we're private investigators, not paranormal investigators. That took me 10 minutes to get that out, right?
You know what? And I love that. We got an answer though. So, hey, we can't be mad at it.
Sometimes there's answers, sometimes there's just no answers.
Hey, that is the spiritual world.
Right.
But
Right.
I do want to drop this at you and see what your thoughts are. So I have multiple epiphanies a day. Don't know why. Bless my heart.
Maybe you're a beacon and maybe you're a lighthouse.
Yeah. What?
You're a lighthouse, sensitive.
No, I've been saying that.
Everybody
I
is.
have dreams about stuff before it happens all
Then
the
maybe
time.
we should talk after this. But everybody is to a certain degree. Maybe the thing you should be doing is honing your skills.
True that, which is something I've been on the journey of doing, which
And
is
that's
so
awesome.
crazy. That's how I know
I'm
this
about
is
as
aligned.
psychic as that RIM pod.
Hey,
But my family's very, very psychic.
oh, I believe it just
Yeah.
by what you're telling me now. But so I've been on this epiphany journey, right? And just like I said to Harold prior to this, I grew up in a Catholic Christian split household. So, I know the Bible, I pray, etc. I always have. I think that's the Holy Spirit right now, babe. I always have. But it's still that part in the Bible where the Bible isn't supposed to be taken quite literally,
Right.
correct?
There's a lot of gray areas.
Yeah, there's a lot of gray areas. And Jesus himself is like a gray area, in my opinion, because
He's
he
the Holy
only
Ghost.
speaks in
Let's think about
parables. Like he always says, for those who see will see, those who hear will hear, etc. So when I started really digging deep into that, into really seeing his words and parables, I realized like our soul, our ghost, God is within us. God is in us, right? And if God is in us, we're not fully God. No, don't misconstrue. But if God is in us, then okay,
You're made in his liking.
Exactly.
It states that.
Exactly. And this goes back to the heaven and hell and purgatory, because my mom is big on, if we can talk to the spirits, they're just stuck here. And I don't believe that. I don't believe you can be stuck here as a spirit when you have the spirit of God within you. Like your soul is here. If you are stuck here, that's not a thing. So where I'm getting at is, do you believe that or not do you believe, but what are your thoughts on there not being a heaven or a hell, that this is already the promised land?
Well, Nessie, maybe I'm different. I was born and raised with Catholicism. My mother is a very strict Catholic, still is to this day. So I grew up knowing things one way. Right. Let me give you an example. Lent. And you guys know what Lent is?
Yeah.
You give up something on for Lent that
I try to give up cussing every year.
And you don't eat meat on Fridays. Yeah. Well, years later, I thought it was important for me as a paranormal investigator to reach back, and I was an altar boy till I was close to 15. But I wanted to learn the Bible, and I remember one day sitting at my mom's and brought up to her, "Tell me in the Bible where it speaks of Lent, where I need to give up something that I love, and I'm not allowed to eat meat on Fridays." Because, Mom, nowhere in the Bible does it say that. So I want to tread lightly here, but I want to be very careful. That's Catholicism. That's the Catholic. So a lot of things you speak of are the Catholic, that's heaven and hell and this purgatory. In Christianity or in the Bible, a lot of these things are never brought up or never even spoken of. I'm not saying I'm not over religious, but I tend to stick to the things that I believe, that I've studied and figured out for myself be them, some of them maybe not even correct. I believe in Lucifer. I believe in evil. I believe in the demonic. I believe in his fallen disciples that were fallen angels. I believe in God is good. Our archangels, for one. I also believe in spiritual guides, animal guides, and the angels that are with us every day. I think if we are in tune, if we practice what we preach, if we practice these thoughts we're having, and we could just get a little bit deeper, I think we could evolve so much more. And I think the answers are there. I don't think by you and I reading the Bible over and over and over, because it's interpreted several different ways, or you attending Protestant, Baptist, Catholic, we're going to learn it all. I think we absorb what we can, take from what it is. Um,
And it's also a manual. Like it's not, we're not like, it says it multiple times, like in the Bible. And I grew up on it being stated like this isn't necessarily law. It's
right.
It's a manual to how ideally, not word for word how you should live, but like a skeleton.
I get a little bit fearful when we get on the whole Bible religious thing because of everybody's different beliefs and stuff. And my God, they could be right, and I could be wrong. I mean, one day I'll find out for sure, but I mean, hopefully it's not today, right?
Right.
But some days
it's not going to be today.
I just think, as Dr. Wayne Dyer once said, if you have the right to be kind or to be right, be kind. Live somewhat normal and help people. I think we're on whatever religion, whatever God's path. I think we'll be okay in the end, if that makes sense. What that has to do with the ghost, I think there's a lot that's involved with that with ghosts, but that's my own personal beliefs, and I don't think we have time for me to share all that. But my mind's always playing tricks on me, and my mouth's always running. Does that make sense? Doesn't mean I'm always right. So, once again, I didn't answer your question, did I?
Honestly, I don't think these are even questions we could ever answer.
Well, yeah, a lot of them we won't.
Yeah.
She's got something to say.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was just curious because Mike and I were talking about this earlier. We were wondering what events, and you kind of alluded to this earlier, but what events, made you really interested in this?
Well, for me, and why don't you go first? What made you become a paranormal? What got your interest in the paranormal?
Well, when I was about 8 years old, I started trapping. I lived out in the country. So I was out in the middle of the night and this and that, and I always had a feeling somebody was watching me. Okay? And one thing led to another, then other things start happening. I believe in aliens too.
Same.
Because I thought I seen UFOs when I was because I'm doing this at 2, 3 in the morning, walking down a creek with nobody around me.
You probably did out there.
Yeah.
And yep.
So when did you witness your first ghost?
I thought I was about 15. I thought I seen something coming across the field at me.
It's been a long time. You're what, 42 now, right?
Yeah, I wish I was.
I had to get that big in, right?
78.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm 78.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we're
you don't look it. But anyways.
Thanks. Well, I did a lot. I played a lot of sports and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, I thought I seen this. I lived out in a place in my house where we were at. I found a lot of Indian stuff, a lot of arrowheads and this and that. So it possibly could have been an Indian coming, trying to find out what I was doing. And it went from there. And every once in a while I would hear stuff and where's that coming from? There's nobody here.
Yeah.
Let it be known before you go any further, you with aliens, Bigfoot. It's real, I believe.
You believe? That's also funny. As a kid, I always believed in Bigfoot. And recently I just drove through the mountains of going to Virginia. And I stopped at a Bigfoot shop and I talked to this lady at the gas station. She said she's seen it about a few times.
Yeah.
People in her area have seen it. I think I think the world is too big to not believe in.
I do. If you get on Facebook, or not Facebook, if you get on YouTube, see how Ghost Hunters. I've done 5 Bigfoot expeditions already. Some of them very interesting. Some of them pretty spooky. Some of them just didn't
Are
work
you
out.
kidding?
I have our brother-in-law Jeff, who likes we went on the Hocking Hills, and he likes to drink vodkas all day. Him and Becky. And by the time it's evening to go Bigfooting, they're a train wreck. I leave them back at the cabin. You're not going with me, so I'm out in the woods alone. So listen, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. I got the video cameras all set up, and then I'll get them why I'm a paranormal investigator. And I decided to do a couple tree knocks. Knock, knock, knock. I'm waiting and listening. Listen, I'm not hearing anything. I'm going to give a couple whoops. So whoop, whoop, and I hear off in the distance. Very real. That is, whoop, that is. And I'll be damned if it wasn't drunken Uncle Jeff staggers through the woods to come down and do that to me. He's never on my expedition Bigfoots ever again. He's not welcome to attend. He's not going.
Wow.
Anyways, your question was, I think that's good. My story was very different. I grew up in a haunted house. Everybody that ever lived there, including my father, eventually witnessed something very paranormal on a daily basis. Henry the Shadow Man, who I used to see, listen, this is a big old house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bedrooms upstairs, 40-foot hallway. My bedroom just so happened to be right across from the attic door. I'd hear the footsteps up in the attic, hear it come down the stairs slowly. Listen, man, I'm scared to death. I'm just a kid. I got the covers pulled up, and I hear the door open.
Nope.
And then I see this shadow figure cross, and I'm just praying he just keeps going across my door. You can see the blackness of the black as the lights go out, and then I hear him walking down the hallways, and it's not a good thing, but I'm thinking, thank God he's going after one of my brothers and not me. So listen, eventually, fear turns into curiosity. I got a Super 8 video, which you can't capture anything paranormal. Click, 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 watching a video camera, and you'll reel to reel recorders. And I'm trying to document this thing. I'm like 11 years old, 12 years old. I'm trying to document the paranormal. And I think I did. Eventually, fear become curiosity. The curiosity, oh my God, you're involved in the paranormal. Word gets out. People know you're interested. Stories start coming in. I just decided that I think, because nobody would believe anything I'm saying. Other people had the same problem. I wanted to help. I wasn't very good. I had no clue what I was. Come on, I got a Super 8 and a reel to reel with a 40-foot cord microphone. I just thought I could help.
Have you ever had any doubters become believers?
I was just telling Destiny that earlier. I think it's very good that we all try to remain open-minded skeptics. Don't become cynical. Yes, we've had people that I'm an instructor at Owens Community College. Classes beginning in August. It's a 4-class. It's cool. Something you might want to check into. It's on our Facebook page.
Okay.
People that took the class, I think, just trying to prove me wrong, they come in cynical. But when class is over, I hope to God that they're somewhat skeptical, not cynical anymore. Dan Cosmeyer, who never believed in anything, he became one of our best investigators ever. Worked with us for a few years. Finally become a believer in the Maxwell house when he was shoved down the stairs. I mean, come on, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. You know you're in a lockdown house. You're going up the stairs where allegedly the client was shoved down the stairs several times. Dan gets shoved, and Dan was kind of a tough guy. He's on video. All right, you son of a, you don't touch me. Well, bottom line is somebody touched him. At that point, he's got to turn around and say, if nothing else, I don't understand what happened. Make sense?
Yeah.
But something that's unseen, unpresent, you thought was watching you. It knows your name because it said, "Hey, Dan," and you were shoved. Same thing happened to Jeff. Same mistake stair on this long staircase. The night after, the same thing happened. I never told the 2 investigators what had happened. I was booking and banking everything for the end of the investigation. So, skeptics, yeah.
And what he was them stairs that he was talking about, they would actually have this stuff that would ooze out of the wood, and you could touch it, and it would be like a
Never-
paste,
never-
and it would disappear. It'd be gone.
Like
Never-
a plasma type of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds
never-
like that one house in Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, the one where Zach Bagans bought. The
Yeah.
house is torn down now. They're still investigating just the foundation of the house, just the property.
Man, you let all them free. I
Listen,
don't know.
Zach
is it-
Bagans, sorry to interrupt. Zach Bagans, he's the Ghost Adventures, right? That had the.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's dope.
listen, that's great entertainment. I don't really watch ghost shows.
I haven't watched it
I
in
just-
years.
I mean, listen, that equipment was made to light up.
Mhm.
If it never lit up and never did anything, why would you buy it?
Right.
So you buy this and 12 other things just like it. A lot of false positives. If you
Your
if
two
you're,
best.
listen, if you're a ghost hunter, we're at cell block 375 and that goes up, high five me, babe. That happens at somebody's house. You're gonna tell this poor lady who's going through hell, has been to the church trying to get a priest in, whatever, that her house is haunted because that thing lit up? That's not fair to her.
Mm.
We need. That's why I say audio recorders, good video cameras with great lighting is more important than anything.
Right.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna tell her for 1 minute her place is haunted because a bell or whistle went off. That's you just can't. As a paranormal investigator, you just can't do that. And the other problem is, no offense against anybody, we have a lot of local groups that do that. Rem Pod says that you have Lucifer in your house. That's your Uncle Charlie. That's not fair, Mike. That's not fair to anybody. How the hell do we know if that's Uncle? All right, Destiny, we won't get me started again.
No,
I
I
decided- I
think you should.
I decided to
that.
be an instructor. Oh, it's if I can go over these things. You go into somebody's house, you got to be pretty damn careful and tread light what you're doing. If it can be recreated or debunked, or if a light goes off, that doesn't mean it's haunted. And please, don't tell this lady who's 3 and 7-year-old are sleeping beside her. Her husband works nights. She's scared to death. Listen, we had a client one time that worked during the day. And say she got off at 5 o'clock. Her husband worked the second shift. He didn't get off till 11. She wouldn't go home from 5 to 11. She was scared to death to go into the house. And bad things were happening to her. She was held down and choked in bed, attacked in the shower, flung down the flag. I don't blame the poor girl. She's finally moved out of the house. She lives on the other side. She won't go within a mile of that house now. Those things are very real. You go there, a light goes off, and you're confirming what's happening to her. You gotta be real. That doesn't tell you who it is, what it is, or why it is. Like I say, you got 40 hours of work in. Now you're going to investigate. You better roll up your sleeves because now you're going to work. And it could take years. We stay in touch with clients that are 15, 20 years old, don't we?
Yeah, we did that one house. It was about 8 years.
Yeah.
And
It's never over. It's never over. Never over.
that was one I walked into, and I seen this one girl. She was on her knees, and then I felt there was something to do with voodoo in that house.
She was dead.
Oh no,
32 years old, dead 3 hours later.
Yep.
that was one of your clients.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, we've had hundreds of cases. A lot of them are okay. I mean, just get through them, figure out what you got to do a house cleansing, do a house blessing, do an eviction, clear the house out, let people get their house back, stay in touch with them, teach them the proper way. Listen, a very haunted house is not, it's much like a car. You got to change tires. You got to do an oil change. You might have to do a blessing once a week, 3 times a month, whatever. But some of these things, Destiny, if you want to do a podcast one time on 6 of our worst cases, there's been cases where I told him, let's get out of here. And I don't care how brave or seasoned you are. Like, Butch, I think I'm going to die here. You know, Butch, I trust with my life.
You know what? We can get into one of those stories in a second too. if you want.
Listen, Destiny, in this particular house he's talking about, that was one of the houses when I walked through the basement. I walked through some huge spider web that just wasn't there. The ceilings. What about the ceilings?
Oh, the ceiling, there was water just dripping right through it.
House
You
of the
walked-
rainforest.
Him and I was walking down the stairs from upstairs coming down,
Huh.
and all of a sudden this great big candle come flying at us
Hit the wall.
and hit the wall.
If it had hit us in the head, it killed us.
We got downstairs and all of the furniture was put up on the end. The TV was flipped over.
Yeah.
Do you have this filmed, or was this?
A lot of it is when funny thing, but this house was so bad. A lot of it is when the cameras weren't running. It happened when we just had our audio recorders running and doing a walkthrough.
That's
But
always the dilemma.
listen, couch, stay in the middle of the living room, up on that TV, up on the end of the couch. TV comes rolling down the refrigerator, flung across the kitchen,
Yeah.
sideways, all
Food,
the
food all over the place.
and not happening before my eyes.
Someone lived there?
Family, the
Yeah.
poor family. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Let me tell you a quick story. You got time, or I mean,
we
you
got
can edit all
lots
this
of
out.
time.
Okay, listen to me.
Please.
So, about 8 weeks into this investigation, there's you go. 8 weeks into this investigation,
That's insane.
12 visits, probably. A police officer was murdered there, and I don't want to give her name away, Catholic Nine, because we work. Catholic Church doesn't want to talk about these things. Okay, she came out. She's in the house talking to the homeowner. Comes out about half an hour later, and I was so on edge. She says, "Marks on her arm. I was grabbed." Well, I'm in fight mode. Like, who in the hell touched you, sister? Like, that ain't gonna fly here with me.
Right.
Calm down, Harold. There was nobody there. Okay, we're in trouble here. I mean, Catholic nuns just don't tell fibs. You know what I mean? Like, something's in there grabbing her.
And believe it or not, this went over to the house next door too.
Right? So I'm standing out there. We had a Baptist minister going there. We had everybody. I was throwing everything but the kitchen sink at that house, trying to get rid of it. So listen, this is a funny story. Oh man, what is he, close to 100?
Yeah.
He's from Africa. Hey, is it okay? Hey, yous, can I talk to you a minute? Well, sure. Who are you? My name is Mr. Williams. Yous don't knows as much as you think yous knows.
Oh, that's not creepy.
No, I like freaking out. Well, what do you mean? Yous done made them mad now. Made who mad? You knows what I'm talking about. He says, let me tell you a story. This is a neighbor's house. This is why this house is so haunted. He says, every morning, I may not speak exactly the same way, I gets up at 5:30, not 5:25, not 5:35, 5:30 for years. He says, I gets up and I says good morning to him. I goes down the stairs and I takes one slice of bread and I puts it in a toaster. And then I makes me a cup of coffee. And then I goes takes a leak. I'm like, well, okay. He says, well, it's this morning. That's why I want to come over and talk to you today. This morning I get up 5:30. Says good mornings, everybody. They is mad as hell. Mad at me because you's in that house. I goes downstairs, puts my breads in the toaster, and puts my coffee on. And then I goes, takes me my leak. I come out, horrible racket comes from the cellar. So I goes down the cellar. My toaster's gone. Hell, my toaster's gone. Horrible racket comes from the cellar. I go, my toaster's in the oven, or in the dryer, running. He says, I get my toaster out, my bread. I goes back upstairs and horrible noise again. I looks and my coffee is gone. It's in the dryer now too.
Okay.
Now listen, I swear he was practicing voodoo. He had a lot to do with that haunting. He was very involved in all of it. And I listen, some cases will haunt you for the rest of your life. And I will always tell you, this is one of them. The family moved out. They had no choice. Her 30-year-old daughter, like Butch said, was kneeling and praying in the living room. 4 o'clock in the morning, 6:30, she was dead. Natural. They said natural causes. I mean, yeah, we've had some bad cases. We have one.
Why would he want to do that to her though? If he were,
Oh, I don't think he was doing it. I don't think he knew what he was doing.
He just conjured
mustard and conjuring all kinds
Yeah.
of crap.
You
When
know,
you find books of the dead and voodoo books, and
I found all kinds of books in that. When I was investigating
buried under the stairs.
house. Yeah,
I wouldn't even want to touch him. I
Oh,
wouldn't
I
want to
didn't
touch him.
touch them. I just looked at them. Yeah,
That's great. I'm so glad we got on this topic of voodoo black magic, etc. Is
I have a voodoo doll that was made by her granddaughter in New Orleans. I have a haunted.
oh, they're
museum.
from New Orleans.
They originated from New Orleans. Yeah.
Well, now it makes sense. Not to like stereotype or
listen,
typecast.
You visit Lady DeVoe's gravesite. You might want to leave a gift and show some respect.
Yo,
I don't
I'm
do it.
kind
That's
of.
the only way I would do
I
it.
am. Listen, I'm kind of scared to go to New Orleans. Period. Like I hear stories about like if you shake a hand, sometimes you're boom. I don't know, like you're cursed. It's just like, dude, I'm just a friendly person. Please.
Listen, voodoo is like any other religion. There's good and then there's bad.
Yeah.
Voodoo is not all just woo ho. My God, it's bad. It's not
Right.
like that. So.
And is that
Can they
your
cast
only
spells?
voodoo
Absolutely.
case? Is that your only voodoo case?
And I
that
think
you
you
dealt
I
with?
believe it was. Yeah.
We've had a lot of great cases. Some not so great.
We actually
Okay.
brought his aunt in, and she did something.
Black mirroring.
And she found a porthole like in between the two houses.
It was passing through the houses.
So they were going back and forth.
Do we have any physical proof of that? Absolutely not. That's one of those things that I say. A psychic medium said it, and although she's very good, and said they were passing through the houses.
Oh yeah.
You can't come up with physical evidence to prove that. Do I believe it? Absolutely. Do I tell the client that? Absolutely not.
Do you mind if I ask a quick question?
No, ask.
So I was wondering because you've talked about how REM pods aren't they're not good evidence. You wouldn't want to tell someone that their house is haunted because something flashed. So what would you say is the best evidence of activity? And I'm curious about EVPs and how you think about them.
Listen, that's a great That's a great question. EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon. They come in classes A, B, C, D, etc., etc. Hendrik Jurgensen in the Swiss Alps was, I think, one of the very first guys to capture an EVP. See, I'm always going back to class.
I love this.
He was recording bird calls, and he's out of the mountains recording bird calls. He brings them in one day, and he hears his mother speaking to him. And it's like, oh, that's not an incredible thing. The incredible thing is his mother had been dead for 10 years. That's when EVP started. Here's the other thing we need to know. Out of the tens of thousands of recorded, documented EVPs that may be real, 1 in 12 are negative in nature. We have to be careful. There's lies and deceit, especially with Ouija boards.
I'm never
if
touching
you're
those.
investigating, you want to know who you're talking to, what role they play in here, what their capabilities are. I'm not ever going to go into a place where I have no idea what the hell I'm getting into because of the negativity in the world. But EVPs are great. If you take the class, I can help you do a
Take the class, guys.
Yeah,
come on.
I'm just saying I can help you walk through EVPs, but in my humble opinion, and I'm 66, I'm old school. There's no better documentation equipment to be used than a good quality video camera with ultraviolet lighting, infrared lighting, good lighting that you can see right through and cut right through the darkness, with a good mic system on it. We can, once again, back to class. As humans, we only have a scale, a spectrum of what our eyesight can see. We only have that same spectrum what we can hear. Whales, dolphins communicate, elephants communicate for 10 miles with the hooves of their feet. We don't hear any of that. These recorders, good audio digital recorder, can pick up these things outside the spectrum of our visual and our audio that we can ever see or hear. And that's where they say most of the entities lie. And I find that over the years to be truthful. And there's times I'm talking, they're answering. I have no clue they're answering. That's why when you're doing an EVP session, ask your short question very clearly. Don't be like me and ask 2 questions at once or keep talking. Shut your mouth and wait for the answer. It may be 60 seconds later. It could be a minute later. I've even captured EVPs. This is funny, where I've asked questions and I talk so fast. You can tell I'm a big mouth. Where I ask a question, don't wait long, ask another question. Well, I'm getting EVPs, but not to the question I just asked, to the question I asked prior to that. They're not a big mouth. And I think if they really could talk, they'd say, Harold, can you shut up a minute? I'm trying to talk to you.
Like, let me answer.
Yeah, let me.
Please.
Yeah.
I actually sometimes tell them to slow down.
Yeah. So I think the answer is
Vital.
I think everything else is really cool. And I got to be honest, there's some of the equipment I really like. And the list goes on and on. In the last 10 years, the equipment has grown 100-fold. I like the music boxes, motion, because there's nothing better than going into a room.
Those look
your
creepy.
music box going off and there's nobody there because somebody had to set it off. So some things do work.
You see the like teddy bears they have now
Yeah,
too.
yeah, they got the REM pod in them.
It's insane.
They make everything now.
I'm so glad we're on the topic of equipment though.
But Destiny, listen.
Okay.
If you're scared to death, and this is very real to you, and your husband wants you to get checked mentally because he's not hearing anything, your kids are scared. Do you want a teddy bear saying everything that your experience is very real? Throw that teddy bear out the damn
Yeah,
window.
absolutely.
Do I like them? Absolutely. Is it a REM pod? Absolutely. Listen, a good quality digital audio recorder and a video camera. You tell me what's better than that. If we could capture this thing on video of something moving, a shadow person crossing through, a light coming on, a cupboard door opening or closing. I mean, that is some really good evidence. There's nothing better than the evidence of me saying, hi, my name's Harold. What's your name? And then the voice says, I'm Mike. I mean, you tell me that going off, or do you want that EVP? I'm Mike. And we've captured hundreds of thousands of EVPs.
There's sometimes you actually can hear it before you listen to a recording.
Right, if it's in our spectrum of hearing.
Yeah.
A lot of things are outside it.
We were down in Athens, down at Ohio University on the Ridges, and we were in this piano room, and we had a voice come on that told us to get out because they didn't want us in there at that time.
I still think that might have been children because they're throwing rocks at us.
Wait, what? Like
at the insane asylum?
Like ghost children or
yeah,
children?
they're all ghosts.
Okay, I was just making sure.
This building been closing. It's been torn down now.
That same building, I got shoved down, and I turned around. I thought it was one of these guys messing around.
You know better than that.
There was nobody around. I was walking down this little hallway, and boom.
Okay.
Right from behind.
Yeah, he's a nut that wants to go into the old insane asylum. Jesus God. Dude, that was another place I played.
Not gonna lie, I do too. But I know I'm gonna like be peeing myself when I'm inside.
3 o'clock in the morning is much different than 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I can tell you that when you're
my gosh.
When you're in a catacomb, you're 20 feet under the ground, and you're quarter mile out of these ridges and these tunnels called the death tunnels, and you hear a woman say help. Listen, I'm praying this. I would be praying. I want to go back to 3 in the afternoon out in the daylight. I mean, some things just rattle you. Where it came from, there's nobody down there. You hear the gurney rolling. You're picking it all up on audio.
Remember how your story that you said of how you became a ghost investigator or a paranormal investigator? You mentioned Native Americans or Native American finding objects. The mountains
and everything. You are in the Native American aspect.
I was gonna say, so am I. Have you ever investigated or planned to, like, one of their burial grounds, like
I did
cemetery vibes?
In Newark, Ohio.
I never have.
That mound, that serpent mound, I did that.
How was that?
It was all right, but it was in the middle of the day. I was getting ready. I was at a hockey tournament down there.
Oh, okay.
And I spent probably an hour or so, walking on top of it and this and that, and trying to get something on a recorder, and I just didn't get nothing.
I got a Native American. I attend all the powwows, a lot of powwows.
That's my dream.
Buttonwood and Perrysburg every September. They walked before us.
Perrysburg?
Yep, Perrysburg, right in Buttonwood Park. So listen, I'm in Bayview, and I got all this stage and something. I want a shaman to bless for me for use it for house blessings and cleansing. It was very, very important to me. So I get there, it's like a weekend powwow. So I get there and I stand in line for the longest time, and I got all the stuff I need to be blessed by him. It was one of the greatest lessons in the world. So finally I get to him, right? And I don't care what it costs. I got a couple $100 in my pocket. Just hook me up, show me some of the sweet grass and some of your stuff, and man, I'm going to knock the hell out of these spirits, get them out
It'll
of
be
these houses.
great.
So I look at him, I ask him, he looks at me and goes, what's the matter with you? I said, nothing. I'm a paranormal vet. My body. He says, he punished me. He made me go sit out in the yard with the tall grass, and don't come back in until I hear the grass talking to me. Like, what the hell? He said, when I finally come back in, he had all kinds of stuff boxed up. He says, will you do me a favor, go back out to the tall grass and bless all this stuff for me, because I can sell it for 20% more what you bless it. There was a great lesson taught to me. He finally named me Listening Oak. Like, I wanted my Native American name to be like Wild Lion or Big Wolf. Yeah, Listening Oak. I said, well, why you give me that name? It's sarcasm. You don't listen very well. Wow. So a shaman, I learned that was one of my greatest Native American stories. A great encounter with a very intelligent. And listen, everybody worshipped him. He was a wise man.
He sounds like it.
He said, listen, if it's in your heart, bless it yourself. Sell it for whatever the hell you want to sell it for, but bless it yourself. Why would you come all these miles, stand in this line for me to bless something before I can sell it for $1.50 instead of $1? Or you can. Go out and listen. Don't come back into the grass talks to you. And hopefully the grass can teach you a lesson, Listening Oak. Which means shut your mouth and listen while you're out there.
This is the Listening Oak on our podcast right
Oak.
now.
That's my Native American name.
I love that.
No, I want Big Wolf, Mean Tiger, Lion. I want something good. Flying Eagle, something, you know what I mean?
Nope.
Listening Oak Tree.
Listening Oak.
Yeah. Which means your lesson here today is bless everything yourself, get the hell out of my teepee, and listen to what people are doing. Okay, that's my lesson for the year.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's quite beautiful, though.
It is. It's a story. Well, obviously, I still tell that story to this day, and that was 30 years ago. Which still says, Listening Oak, listen, we're talking.
Since we're on the topic of Native Americans, I've always wondered, because I love Native American culture, anything about them. Like, I want to go to one of, what is it called? The powwows.
Yeah.
I want to go to one of those so bad, and I didn't know it was even that close in Perrysburg.
They have opening ceremonies.
Actually, I think they moved it down to Waterville or area.
That's fine. I mean,
yeah, but you got to tell them.
Yeah.
Listen, they get up every morning, bless the land. There's dancers all day long, all dressed in full attire, two-stepping. They have all kinds of vendors with tents selling Native American.
Two-stepping.
Yeah, well, that's so beautiful.
That's the
dance. You know, that's the dance to do.
Yeah.
Listen,
no, I know exactly
they're all
what you're
dressed
talking
up
about.
like eagles.
But one of my biggest
little kids right on up to grown-ups.
Yeah, blow you away.
Okay, maybe I'm a little bit biased when I ask you this, both of you, but I grew up on, obviously, Pet Sematary, the movie, and ever since, it's like I kind of, not correlate, but I always wondered, why is it Native American burial grounds or history of any sort that always has this crazy haunted story or something?
Because most of those are linked to Native American burial ground. But here's the thing, Destiny. If we walk out this front door and you dig up that concrete deep enough, you're going to find a Native American. This whole land was Native American before we got here.
Amen.
Native Americans, this is all Native American land. Listen, Christopher Columbus didn't discover America.
Nope.
He discovered Native Americans. And they said, who the hell are you? The whole world, the whole country's full of Native. So I don't think there's much truth to that. That maybe because some of them might have been a sacred site. But hell, I got friends of mine. This is a true story. And this one kind of freaked me out. This goes back probably 20 years ago. I was taking Jim to a family reunion right outside of Tiffin, Ohio. They had clowns and stuff hired. So we drive up there. Jim's about 80 years old. We drive up there, and I see this Indian chief step out of the woods as we're pulling in. And I said to Jim, my God, man, that costume is elaborate. Well, I can see the clowns, but why would they have a Native American? So we pull in, and the clown's there, but I don't see the Indian chief anymore. So I asked Doug, who was the owner of the house, what happened to the Indian? And he just stood there and looked at me, called over to his wife Ann, and said, come here a minute. Harold just saw him too. That was all Native American mounds in their
Holy
backwoods
crap.
area. So it could have been a sacred. It was a burial site.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously they're buried everywhere, but maybe a chief or something higher. So listen, we go down into his basement. He shows me this really old picture. Looked just like the guy I saw.
Oh wow.
Looked just like the name.
Oh
Can
wow.
I explain it to you? Not in a million years. Has that ever happened to be prior? No. Ever since? No. But that's another Native American.
Wow.
I swear to you guys, I saw him.
Mhm.
He stepped out, and I thought, all the clowns and stuff dressed in costume, and the bounce house, and that's cool. But why would anybody come dressed as an Indian? It's so real.
Right.
Yeah, that's a true story. I think that might answer your question.
No, it does. And I want to rephrase how I said that. I hope that didn't come off in any kind of way.
This is the Maumee River.
Yeah.
Let's think about all the way to Fort Meigs.
I was going to say, because like all I heard growing up about Native American culture and history, which is why I think I love their culture and history now, is basically all the bad that was, correlated with them as far as hauntings, burial grounds, etc. So I think that's kind of why I always had that wonder, because I was always getting one end of it. And it's kind of how the world is in general. Like when they don't like someone or something, you get all the bad about them. Just like if you meet someone who doesn't like me, you'll get every flaw of mine. So I want to rephrase that for the audience listening too. Yeah, I don't correlate Native Americans with any badness at all, if that came off in that way.
For the most part, they're very
spiritual.
Good people, very spiritual people, very good people,
beautiful,
very fair people. And I don't want to get into it because I don't want to start throwing. I think in a lot of cases we wrong them. Stealing their land, and
completely agree.
And I think the nastiness that you did see from them. Listen, you slaughtered my whole family. I'm going to get a little bit nasty. And it doesn't matter how good I am. But
no, I feel like
we are
that
rich.
Too.
We are rich in Native American. The Maumee tribe. Listen, the list goes. If you cross the river, go down a quarter mile, you'll see a sign right outside the grain elevators. I can't remember what. It might have been the Maumee tribe. Had to take River Road right into Maumee, Ohio. All the streets are Navajo, Cherokee. They're all named. I mean, we are very rich, and so I'm sure, like I said, if we go out here and go down towards that river, that's and it's all Native American burial ground to me. Sacred, I don't know, but
did you ever see them sticks that them guys use?
Spirit
the spirit. I actually have one in my computer room that was made by an Indian. It's got a deer antler on the end of it, and it's got deer thing right down the whole shaft of the stick.
Oh wow!
I got it hanging up, and
I broke the antlers off it. I was, playing some noise.
No, that's so cool.
No, well, here's a question for you guys, and it kind of relates to this. In your experience, with your knowledge, why do you think a spirit would remain here on Earth? Because we've been talking about the Native Americans, and it could be that they're angry, or it could be that they were very spiritual, so they remained for that reason.
Can I, first of all, I don't know how much knowledge we have in this, but I think over the years, we found several reasons. Unfinished business. Listen, if I was to die, unfortunately, in a car accident on the way home, Becky's going to be in for a world of shit because I'm just going to play with that remote control. I'm going to screw with the dog, and holy shit, I'm going to haunt that place. I don't want to go. Could be one, unfinished business. A sudden death, you don't even know you're dead. I think in all the years we've done this, we've encountered a lot of different reasons why the place is haunted. A very tragic, very quick, dramatic death could do it. You don't even know you're dead. There's been places where we told them, listen, I have no idea why some people stay in the hell that place that they're in. And I think sometimes when we talk to them after a post-investigation, you can go on. You have loved ones that are there. Why do you stay here and scare these children when we know you're not doing anything bad? The children don't know. They're scared because they're seeing ghosts. Listen, your husband's on the other side, your wife's on the other side, your mom, your dad, your siblings are on. Boom, they go. I don't know. I don't know why some choose to stay here.
I think that's part of the reason why there is like ghost investigations, or at least on my end or our end, as far as us trying to enter the world of being, I don't know, kind of, sort of paranormal investigators. It's more of that, can we figure it out? The more and more that we do it, the more and more that we try to talk.
Sometimes not. Sometimes you just,
Yeah.
and sometimes you just get something that, let me put it to you this way. If you're a good person in life, you help feed the poor, you attend church, whatever you do, you work at a senior center, you do a lot of good things. When you die, that is who you still are. This is that energy that Einstein talked about. If you are a bad person, you rob old ladies, you bump off the carry out, you may have murdered somebody, you just don't give a shit about anybody. When you die, that's your energy as well. So sometimes when a place is haunted, and sometimes when we get fight back, or they get nasty or doing things to intentionally scare things, they were nothing but, I mean, it's Uncle Joe. He's an asshole in life. He's still an asshole. I mean, don't trust that ghost. I mean, he'll stab people. He'll steal from his grandmother. He's just that nasty nigga. And sometimes we mistake that with the devil, and it's the furthest thing from the devil. But a client will call you and say, "This is evil. This is demonic." No, it's just Uncle Joe being an asshole again.
Yeah, same
And
old
Uncle Joe, take a hike, get the hell out of here. There's things we can do to help convince him that leaving is the best thing, because only bad things are going to happen after that. And sometimes you get Sister Mary Ann, for instance. You get that warm feeling on your face, and you smell the smell of cookies and just pleasant haunting.
And that's so magical. Yeah. That reminded me of when my grandmother, Granny Glow, she passed away. And it's something she did to me that I hated, but she's just one of those. She just does what you hate because it's her form of showing love. And it was her pinching my butt because it hurt so bad.
There's
and when she passed,
stuff like that.
When she passed away, guess what I felt on my butt?
That's
one
hilarious.
Morning. I was like, Granny, not right now. I'm not in the mood. Like,
that is funny.
I'm sad right now. Don't do it.
So that's the kind of hauntings I like. I like nice, pleasant hauntings.
Yeah.
I think we're getting too old for these darker things. You know, you gotta.
Hey.
You know, like if you don't have the energy to take on a private investment, and maybe that's why we're ghost hunting so much. Although we do have a couple things going on right now, but if you don't have the energy, you got to be honest, guys. I don't have the 200 hours or a lifetime to invest in this. Let me get somebody who I trust, or somebody, who I feel is much better than myself.
Believe it or not, a lot of our group was our ex-students.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Best place to pick up investigators.
Yeah.
And we've had some. Well, we have our group. I think is very strong.
Yep.
Right from Amber, Dana, all of them. They're all very. Dana is very good. They're all very, very good.
In the same token, we were at the Collingwood one night. One afternoon, we were at it was a Paracon thing.
Convention.
And I walked down to this one place, supposedly where they used to put the dead bodies in the wintertime because they couldn't dig,
they had to wait for the ground to fall.
Anyways, this great big thing come, and it came down and smoked me.
No.
Big platform, stage platform.
Yeah.
Divider.
Oh my gosh. I was just recently in there, actually, last week. Weird.
This was down in the basement. I should add that in.
It's not all bad, but there's some ornery spirits there.
For sure.
Yeah, there's some ornery spirits there. Not just like everybody's else. You got one kid that's the golden child, the other one's just a little bit ornery. Yeah, it goes the same way. You see all kinds. From A to Z, you see all kinds of different ghosts. And encounter them. I just don't like. I don't like the nasty negative ones. Listen, to tell you the truth, I don't like to be afraid. And for
you don't like to be afraid, you
I
said?
don't know. Do you like being scared to death? No.
Oh, no.
Nobody does. And the thing is, if you was to be quite honest, if you do what we do, eventually you're gonna be fearful at some point of time. I can't tell you how many times in the middle of the night it's like, but just get me the hell out of here. I can't breathe. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm gonna die here, but you're gonna let me die. You remember one time we were down in West Point Pleasant, West Virginia. I tell you how you get afraid. We're doing the Mothman, so we're in the TNT bunkers. You do your research on the study of that, and
TNT.
this is where Mothman has been seen. 10-foot wingspan, 7 feet tall, blah blah blah, and so we're in a bunker, which is a dome built into the ground, darker than dark.
It was the old Army Depot thing.
Where they stored dynamite. Yeah, TNT. That's why they call it TNT bunker. And I'm shining the flashlight. He's in there with me. I think Uncle Jeff was with us. And somebody did a 3D mural of the Mothman on the wall. And I'm telling you, it looked real, glow in the dark. And I spin around, I shine the flashlight, and there's Mothman right there, and I scream, Budge! Remember, I started to run. He's laughed. All these years later, you still get a kick out of it. And Butch says, yeah, the brave ghost hunter. Yeah, you're a brave ghost hunter, Harold. You never get afraid. You saw me on the video. Mom making waves off the door. Like,
it was so dark in there, you couldn't see your hand like that close.
No, see, no.
You're gonna do something that's gonna scare the hell out of you eventually.
Yeah, that thing was. Yeah, look, just like it was coming right at you.
I remember being at the Maxwell one night.
You know what? So sorry, but we're gonna continue this conversation. But I need a pee, guys. So if anyone needs a bathroom break,
no, but I might go.
Right now,
let's take 5. I'll go out, smoke a half cigarette. You want to go?
Ready?
Yeah. Are you sure you want to carry on?
It doesn't end. Okay, guys, we're back. We just had to take a Destiny pee break, and now I want to introduce my equipment. Let me tell you, it's quite serious, folks. It's in a bag of unicorns because that's how we get down. Okay, so this is all of my ghost equipment, I guess you can call it. Hopefully you guys can hear me, and hopefully I'm not theater voicing you. But, so these are my noise cancellation headphones,
Perfect.
Right?
Yep.
Boom.
You can use them with a good quality audio recorder.
Would you like
or
to hold
your
them?
or your video camera.
I have a question. So have y'all heard of the Estes method?
May I? Then we're gonna get right back to
yes.
That whole Estes method. Listen to me. You can either, is it true or not?
Yes, it is.
It's absolutely true. Okay, so listen.
He started it. We did it.
Listen, here's the thing. We do a lot of EVP sessions. We were in the Buxton Inn, the haunted Buxton Inn Hotel. Okay? We were where, I don't know, Abraham Lincoln slept there, a lady in a blue dress had died there or something, blah, blah, blah.
Cats are walking around all the time.
So I got Becky with the noise cancellation headphones on the bed. And we're doing an EVP session. I'm asking the questions, she's answering. I didn't trust Becky, even though I trust her with my life. Could she be reading my lips, or could she still be hearing me talk over her noise cancellation? So I put blindfolds on her. Noise cancellation headphones again. And I went into the next room. And I yelled, "The room's on fire, oh my God, get out." She never budged. I knew she couldn't hear me. I began to ask the questions, and I do trick things. Like I said, if this is really a ghost, and you can really hear me and interact with me, I'm going to count to 5, and you're going to tell me what number's next. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She yells out 6. I said, "Oh my God, Butch, that was awesome." She yells out, "Awesome." Now, was it Amy and who? Who does the ghost show where you saw the Estes method? Amy and
I've seen it from YouTubers I watch.
Okay.
Yeah, Sam and Colby.
This session I did because I didn't trust the receiver, which I do, but I wanted to make foolproof. I did that 2 years before the Estes method. So I'm watching this Amy and Andy, whatever his name is.
Kindred Spirits.
Kindred Spirits. and they're in the Stanley Hotel, which I also investigated,
wow.
in right outside of Denver, Colorado, and they commenced to do this, and saying it's the first time ever done. I've been doing it for 2 years. Listen, I'm groundbreaking. I'm just, anyways. I always tell everybody that.
Here.
Don't believe that for a minute that they invented that. I did. It was a lack of trust.
So you need your props for it.
Yeah.
It should be
got
called
the inventor in Ohio.
right. Absolutely. The
babes.
Estes method is not from Estes
The
Park,
original.
Colorado. It's from Toledo, Ohio.
Yes. Speaking of that, I really hope to one day go to
These are
that
actually-
hotel.
these
I
are
was
actually-
videotaping this whole thing
Johnny.
too, so
Yeah,
You're
so
what?
I videotaped the whole thing being done.
Amen.
that's perfect. You can use this with a good audio recorder
Okay.
or good video camera.
Glad you said that because where is it? Where is it? Okay. I have this, but after hearing you speak about
Okay,
certain ones.
this is a great
Sure.
deal too, man. Spirit
Yeah.
box.
Turn on.
Spirit box.
Does it have
Well,
batteries? Make sure.
I don't need
If
to.
not, I have.
What it is, what I do like, this is an old school one. This is the SP7.
So that means it's good.
Yeah, it is. It is good. It's a good one. Use this with your headphones at all times. I prefer FM over AM, but you can turn this to AM FM. What it does is it basically scans up to 300 words per minute. Now let's take that. Let's break that down. If I'm saying my name is Harold, can you tell me your name? And for you to say my name is Mike, okay? If it's scanning 300 stations per minute, you just scan, let's say, 80 stations to get 2 words. So if you hear one word, it's one thing. If you hear 2 words that in conjunction that tell a storyline, that's quite amazing because you took 1 second, not even 1 second, from 60 different radio stations to say, so if it says my name is Mike, you scan 300 stations, and what are the odds of them being that? So when they're on, they're on. When they're cold, I find them really cold. Now I picked up somewhere, and I don't want to cuss on this thing, but it says "FU."
Oh, you can cuss.
There's no radio station in the world that's going to say "FU" or "Get out," because to say "get" in and out, you had to go through maybe 100 different stations to get that. So this was first used by Jason Hawes and Grant from Ghost Hunters. A good night vision camera might be another good thing.
Night vision camera right here, babe.
Oh.
It's infrared.
Hey, I use
things
these.
you said.
I remember when I was walking around like a dork
Here's
with a
the
switch on my head.
tripod.
Yeah.
Hey, and where'd you get it from? Go Shop?
Go Stop.
Go Stop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's where I got it.
Out of New Jersey or something.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
They got the clip where you can wear this on your chest, you wear it on your head.
That's like the K2s. We don't even use them anymore.
I did a lot of Bigfoot investigating with these.
I'm about to do Bigfoot.
I think
Bigfoot investigation.
I think any good quality, video device, be it camera or regular video or audio, is the way to go.
These are night vision lights thingamajiggers.
Let me see.
You open the box.
Oh, man.
I saw something
Yep. Those are nice.
sitting on your bed.
Can you hook this to your camera?
Guys, that is the end of the Curious Folks. But listen, they'll be back. They'll be back. I already feel it and know it and love it. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you become Ghost Adventures with us, but do it properly.
If you guys, you want to say something?
You can say bye. You can say anything you want to leave them with.
Good, Butch.
Nice seeing you guys. We'll do it again.
Talk to everybody later. Happy huntings.
Bye bye.
If you guys